If you are watching this, I know you are a hustler, I know you are trying to make money, because who the fuck watches a video about lucid working without even knowing what it is if he doesn't want to become absolutely rich? And you probably work hard, maybe even 12 hours a day, but I'm here to tell you that probably 11 out of these 12 hours are a complete waste of your fucking time. And if you don't believe me, just keep watching, because I will break it down into 3 simple steps so you can actually use it and do it. But now, even the fact that you are watching this video on how to work better just proves my point. And I'm 20 years old, I'm making over $10,000 per month, and I used to work in a supermarket for minimum wage and got here completely alone. And I'm jacked as fuck, and I'm handsome, and I also helped 30 of my clients go from zero to multiple 6 figures per year profit, and I only work 3 hours a day. And on top of that as well, I make more money than people who work 12. And it's not because I'm a genius or because I'm super disciplined. I just follow something that I call lucid working, which basically means being 8 times more efficient when you work. And I will explain later everything from what it is to how to actually do it in just 3 steps, because this thing changed my life. I promise once you hear it, you will never want to work the old way again. So put it on full screen and give me the next 5 minutes and I will explain everything. Now the very first point is that you have to understand that your work is broken and you don't even know it. Because you say, yeah, but I work hard. No, you are working and you are hard because you are googling titties in the meantime instead of doing the work. Oh, sexy girls naked, and then you are hard. So yes, you are working hard theoretically, and I'm guilty myself, I'm doing it myself, like sometimes, because everybody does it, but it's normal. But you have to understand that right now it's time to work. You can Google titties later, but now you have to work because you have to focus. What should make you hard is not titties, but money. Because if you have a lot of money, you can have unlimited titties and real ones, not just on the pixels. But if you keep Googling them, then you will just forever keep jerking off to pixels and you will make no money. And I bet nobody ever told you this shit, nobody ever told you the difference between being busy and being productive, because most people think they work, but they are working maybe on 10% efficiency. When they work, they sit down and they check their phone, they listen to music, they get up because they are hungry, they want to get some food or whatever. So then they get no work done. You have to think about it like this. If you had a company and you would see your employee doing this shit, scrolling while working, Googling titties, what would you do as the boss? You would probably fucking fire him, or at least you would not give him more money, which is why you are not making more money, because nobody raises your fucking salary because you're just working like a retard and get nothing done. Cole Newport calls this the shallow work, because it's just the non-demanding shit that creates zero value, but it feels productive, it feels like you're doing something. And your brain thinks that you're working, it tricks you in thinking that you're actually productive because you're sitting at the desk for 6 hours, which is hard. You call this hard work, and yes, it's hard, because if I would sit at this desk for 6 hours and did nothing, yes, I would be probably bored as fuck, and I would call this hard. But if you would track the 6 hours minute by minute, you would realize that you did maybe 30 to 40 minutes per work done, which is 8%. When you're in your 9 to 5, you work maybe at 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% for $2,000 per month. But when you have a chance to actually make money online from something you enjoy and make $10,000 per month, you work at 8%. Why? It's because your brain just tricks you. It happened to me as well. Like one day I woke up and I was working for 12 hours, and then I stood up from my chair, went to get some food, and I was like, bro, I'm exhausted, it was a productive day. And I checked out my to-do list and I realized I did maybe 2 things, and I also skipped the gym. And then I checked out my screen time on my phone. It was 4 hours. And I was also scrolling on my computer just on Twitter and just listening to music and chatting with friends. So I did maybe like fucking 1 hour of work. So you have to understand you are wasting your life. You're wasting your life by not being efficient, because you could have done so many other things. You could just live your life. You could get a real girl, instead of titties online. You could go to the gym, you could train Muay Thai, or you could just make more money. You could do whatever the fuck you want, but you're just wasting your life doing literally nothing. And here's what nobody talks about, why most people don't do it. Because your work is not only affected by the things you do when you're sitting at your desk. For example, if you watched a movie yesterday evening, you will think about the movie today. You will just think about it. If you played a video game, you will think about it. If you scrolled reels, your dopamine is fucked. If you ate some junk food, you will get hungry and you will want to eat food instead of working. Your brain has extreme resistance towards work, because everything in your life is way easier and gives you way more dopamine than work. So then the work is the hardest task of the day, and obviously your brain just wants to do the easy things. It's like if you were an athlete and you would have to run a marathon or whatever, you would probably not eat McDonald's and KFC and Burger King every single day, because you are what you consume, so you would try to consume good things to optimize your performance. And you'd have to do the same thing with business, because as an entrepreneur, your brain is your most valuable asset. Like, it is supposed to just perform, you have to perform well. So just feed it good things, don't consume bullshit. You're not working, you're sitting, and you're not hustling, you're just torturing yourself for no reason. So what's the solution? Is the lucid working, which is point number 2. I like to call it lucid working because it literally feels like you're in a dream, like you're working and you enter such a flow state that it feels like nothing else exists. And most people will never ever in their life reach this state, because Their dopamine is fried, they're fucked. But when I did that, I realized this is how humans are naturally supposed to feel like. Without all the distractions, this is how we are supposed to be, and it feels fucking amazing. You know what is lucid dreaming, right? Like maybe you never heard the dream, but it's basically a dream where you understand you're in a dream, and so then you can control it and you can just do whatever the fuck you want, but you are still in a dream. With the lucid working, it's still the same. It's the exact same. You feel like you're in a dream, you see nothing else, but you have complete control over what you do. Especially you just don't notice time. Like it flies so fucking fast. You work for hours, but it feels like minutes, which is exactly as in a dream, because your dreams are way longer than you remember. You remember maybe just a few minutes, but it's hours. In other words, from Cole Newport, this is deep work, or someone calls it flow state. The entire point of it is to just increase your efficiency and just get more work done in less time and get better work done in less time. So one day, I woke up, I sat at my desk, I got some coffee, I got some Zins, and I was just working. I set a timer for 90 minutes, working for like 3 hours in total. And then I looked at the clock, I was like, it's been 3 hours. It felt like 30 minutes. Like the time didn't exist, and I enjoyed working on the task so much. Like I enjoyed the craft, I enjoyed what I was doing because I was just trying to make it good and focusing just on one thing. Because I believe that as humans, we are naturally supposed to create. We are supposed to create stuff. So if you enter this flow state and you're creating something, especially, for example, making a video or making posts or helping someone, whatever work it is, it feels great. Like you actually care about it. You want to make it as good as possible. It's like when I finished it, I was like, this was amazing. I felt like I woke up from a dream. So this is how it works, right? Without any interruption, if you focus on one task for 10 to 20 minutes, that's when your brain enters the flow state, and since then, it's in the flow state, but it takes about 20 minutes to get there. The problem is that if you break this, it resets. So every time you check your phone, every time you just do something else than the task, it resets and it starts again. This is called the attention residue, and it basically means that your brain is still stuck on the previous task. So it's not fully focused on this one. So that's why most people never get any work done, even though they think that they work for 12 hours, because they keep checking their phone every 5 to 10 minutes. So they constantly break the flow state and never enter it. If you check Instagram for 30 seconds, it's not just the 30 seconds that you lost. You lost another 20 minutes of getting to the flow state again. It's literally like falling asleep. That's why I call it lucid working, because if you try to fall asleep and it takes about 20 minutes until you actually fall asleep, and someone interrupts you, someone wakes you up, or you check your phone and then you try to sleep, you don't just fall asleep immediately. It takes another 15 to 20 minutes until you fall asleep again. That's why the guy, me, who works 3 hours beats the guy who works 12 hours if the guy who works 12 hours is interrupted. Like the math is crazy, bro. 3 hours at 80% efficiency, only 80%. That's 2.5 hours of real output. So 3 hours is 2.5 hours of 80%, but 12 hours of work on 10% efficiency is only 1.2 hours of real work. So then the guy who works only 3 hours gets double the work done in 4 times less time, which is 8 times more efficient. So then the guy who works 12 hours but distracted achieves in 8 days what this guy achieves in 1 day. But the problem is you cannot just enter this flow state randomly. You have to set up your lifestyle around it so it's even possible in the first place. So that's the point number 3, how to actually enter lucid working. You cannot enter focus out of nowhere. It's not a technique, it's a lifestyle, which means it doesn't require discipline, it doesn't require willpower, it doesn't require IQ. You need to have a technique and actually set up your lifestyle around it. Because if you constantly play video games and scroll reels and eat junk food and jerk off and watch porn, then your dopamine is fucking fried. You're not able to do the work because you will be itching, bro. You are not able to focus. Your brain expects high stimulation from everything, and work is very low stimulation, and it takes a long time, and it takes actual thinking, which is very hard for your brain. It will be the most boring thing you will do in your entire day. But again, it's not a discipline problem, it's about chemistry in your brain, and you can set this up, you can solve it right now. Why this is not about discipline is when I was playing League of Legends and when I was scrolling and smoking weed and then I wanted to work, I was forcing myself to work, and I was literally I put my phone away, I tried to do the deep work, but I couldn't. It just wasn't possible. Even though I was disciplined enough to sit at the desk, I just couldn't concentrate. I was itching. I was literally saying, I was like, bro, like my brain hurts. I wanted to grab my phone every fucking few seconds. Again, you are an entrepreneur, so you have to optimize your performance, your brain performance, just like an athlete doesn't eat shit diet because he wants to optimize his athletic performance. You have to optimize the performance of your brain so you get the best results. Now, how do you do this? It's you just love what you do. It's one of the reasons, one of the main parts of this, because if your work feels like torture and you hate what you are doing, you will never do it. No focus technique will save you, bro. But if you genuinely enjoy what you are doing, for example, I enjoy making content, I enjoy doing coaching, I enjoy calling with my clients, I enjoy helping them make money, I just enjoy what I do, every single part of it. I always did it, like I was doing fitness coaching, self-improvement coaching. It's just amazing because you can monetize your hobby, for example, the fitness or self-improvement or whatever the fuck. So I just always enjoyed it, which means I want to work on it and I care about it. I genuinely care and try to make it good, not just complete the task, but it actually means something to me. So if you enjoy it, your brain wants to do it, like the resistance disappears because you like doing it, you find purpose and fulfillment in it. For example, when I did copywriting, I just hated it. Like I just couldn't, I just did the task and I couldn't even continue. And I never made so much money from it. But then again, when I did fitness coaching, helping people actually change their life. Now when I do coaching, helping people actually make money, quit their jobs and make money online with the same thing that I do, it feels great. Like I actually feel like I'm making a difference, making some impact on people. It's like I wake up and I'm constantly thinking, how can I make this better? How can I do it better? So it feels like I'm just living my life, doing what I genuinely like, and it makes me money. This is what happens when you actually align with what you do. Now the last part about this third point is the actual routine. Like how do you actually do it? So every single day, pick 3-hour block. You only need 3 hours, but it has to be at the same time every day, because otherwise you're just like, it's scattered around. You know, it's not consistent, you might miss some days or whatever. So just set up 3 straight hours every single day. It's just like if you are going to 9 to 5, you have to be there. Treat yourself as an employee of your own company. Then turn off your phone and like turn it off, and ideally put it in another room so it doesn't even, you don't even have the temptation to just pick it up. And then just do the hardest task first and focus on only money-making activities, revenue-generating activities, which is not your logo, it's not your profile picture, it's just making content or DMing people or calling with people. It's just things that directly make you money. For example, this is all I do in a day. I just make a video and record it, and it directly makes me money. Plus, of course, I have calls with clients and sales calls as well, but it again directly makes me money. And then just accept that the first 10 to 20 minutes will be uncomfortable as fuck. And ideally, you want to set up a timer so you are conscious of your time. Because if you're not conscious of your time, you will just waste it. But if you see the timer, you'll be like, okay, I have to focus. I only have, 85 minutes left or 90 minutes left. So you will just want to do it. But again, the first 10 to 20 minutes will be uncomfortable, like you will not like it, it will be boring. But then you get into the flow state and you will just not think about anything else. You will just focus on the work, get it done. The time is fast as fuck. Suddenly you realize your timer just ended and you can do whatever the fuck you want. Take a 10-minute pause. Don't go on your phone because then you will have the things in your head. Just chill a little bit and then start another 90-minute vlog. For example, right now when I'm in Thailand, I wake up, I go to the gym or Muay Thai, then I go eat, and then I just come home and work for 90 minutes, take 10 minutes pause, 90 minutes, and then I'm done. Then I can do whatever the fuck I want, or I go read, and then I go to sleep. And I did the same when I was going to school. I literally graduated not even a year ago. I was still in high school a year ago, and I did the same shit. I just came home from school at like 5 p.m. and I started working for 3 hours. I finished at around 9 or 10 p.m. and that was it. That was done, and I could study, I could do whatever I want, I could have a girlfriend, whatever. But when I didn't know about the deep work, I would come home from school and I would work until 2 a.m. because I was extremely inefficient and I was sleep deprived as fuck, I had bad grades, and I didn't make any money from the business, even though I was working longer hours. Because what you have to understand, business is not a 9 to 5, it's not about how many hours you work, but how good the work is. These are two completely different things. You're not getting paid for your time, but for your efficiency. For example, one day I woke up and I went to the beach. I don't do it, it's honestly boring. I went there like 3 times, but I went to the beach for the first or second time. I was just reading and chilling, and my friend sent me a picture of his Mac, like a laptop, just, yeah bro, I'm working, it's fucking hard. I was like, and I sent him a picture of the sea, and he was like, bro, how are you at the sea? Like, aren't you supposed to work? And I was like, yeah, but I'm just gonna work after. I was like, that's crazy, bro, I have to work 12 hours. And I was telling him like, bro, like, you are supposed to work 12 hours, you don't have to. And you are sending me pictures of you working instead of working. You are pretending to work, and then it feels hard. Then it feels like 12 hours, but you're not even doing the work. You're complaining and sending me pictures and chatting with me. So then, the next day, I explained him what is deep work and how to do it. He never sent me a picture again. Like, we just chat normally, but he never sent me a picture of his work again. He just does the work in 3 hours and that's it. And it completely changed his life, and he also made more money since then. So now he also has time to actually hit the gym and just work on himself in other ways as well. He was working more hours but got less done, and now he's working less hours but gets more done, which is the entire principle of the lucid working. And for me, sounds weird, and I said it in other videos as well, it's harder for me to not make money than to make money, because I just like what I'm doing. I'm all in. I just enjoy what I'm doing genuinely, and I learn how to do deep work. So it's just a part of my day. I work in these 3 hours, and that's what I do every single day. I just set up this routine, and so then if I just do it, I just make money. and then I can do whatever the fuck I want. But if I would want to stop making money, I would have to force myself to not do the work, which would be painful, or I would have to start working like I used to, like a retard, and it would take me way longer, but I would still get no work done. So that is lucid working. Just cut out the shit that fries your brain. Find what you actually like, dedicate 3 hours of your day to do the work, and let your brain do what it's naturally designed to do as a human. Most people will never experience this, and that's why most people are complaining about working 12 hours a day like the hustle culture gurus, but they get no work done and they are so poor because they're grinding, but they're checking their phone every 5 to 10 minutes. And I used to be that guy. I was like, yeah, I'm grinding 12 hours, but then I went to play League of Legends, I was scrolling or jerking off. But now I work literally just 3 hours. I make the most money in my entire life. I'm actually helping my clients and I love what I do. And I have time to enjoy my life as well, go Muay Thai, go to the gym, go to the beach, spend time with my friends, eat out, do whatever I want. So if you want my help, one-on-one help to help you build your entire coaching business from zero to at least $10,000 per month, like I did for 30 other people, you can click the first link in the description. I will explain later everything. I help people with their offers, choose the niche, build the offer, make content, learn sales, so you actually get clients from what you are posting, so you are not just wasting your time, and you can actually close them and get paid thousands of dollars on a 30-minute call. You can just apply with the first link in the description. I will talk to you, give you feedback on your situation, figure out if I can even help you or not. And the worst case is that you will at least have a clear roadmap on what exactly to do, but only apply if you're actually serious about this and if you actually want to change your life and make money. If not, then don't do it. Thanks for watching. I hope I helped you start doing deep work. Book the call with me and see you there.